Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. The Knicks now have the longest, this team's New York Knicks, the 2018-2019 New York Knicks, now have the longest losing streak in franchise history. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. Let's go. And yeah, don't worry. I know that was a corny little bit of an intro type of thing, but I just put something up there for now. Anyway, the New York Knicks, the team that we know right now as our New York Knicks, possess the longest losing streak in franchise history. I'm not sure how that makes me feel. I do understand, we got a bunch of young guys and we're trying to make some moves in the draft and all that kind of stuff, but you guys know how I feel about stuff, you know what I mean? You know how I am. I mean, I've accepted the fact that we're not a very good team and that we will be, we're not a very good team and we probably have a chance of, well, anyway, we'll talk about it. The longest losing streak ever. I don't like it. I don't. We got Viv in the chat. We got Aunt G in the chat. Looks like some other people trying to jump into the chat. We're going to talk about it. I want to know what these guys think about the Knicks, these New York Knicks, our New York Knicks, the team we have on this squad right now, having the longest losing streak or breaking the franchise record for the longest losing streak in New York Knicks history. And how far will this losing streak go? That's what I want to know. How far will it go? Because it has the potential. It has the potential to go pretty long. So, let's get a listen from these guys, man, and see what these guys think about the New York Knicks right now, having the current situation of our squad. All right, let's see who else is trying to get in here. We got Guillermo trying to jump in. We got Kareem trying to jump in. And it looked like that was Nate trying to jump in. I don't know what happened to Kareem. So anyway, we're going to talk. We're going to talk, man. I got Nate and Guillermo open. You guys, I'm going to start with you guys then. Guillermo, the longest losing streak in New York Knicks history, in franchise history. What's your take on it, bro?
I mean, oh, my bad. Hold on. I got you on the other was saying. My bad. Yeah, this is pathetic, Sim. We're doing this all to tank and whatever, but it's not fun to watch, man. And it's embarrassing because for us to lose to a relatively close game to a Raptors team that might win the Eastern Conference, and you lose to the Cavs, who are like literally right above us in the tanking standings or below us in the tanking standings, whatever you want to call it. It's like it's not fun to watch, man. Like I feel like I don't even know if Fizdale's coaches guys on defense to stop other teams, man. Like I don't know what's happening, man. And like I said, we only do well when one guy goes ISO and he has a career game. Kadeem Allen tonight, I'm very happy for, but it just doesn't feel right, man. I'd rather us lose convincingly, where you actually see coaching, versus us just tank because we want to get Zion and possibly fit that or whatever. It just feels cheap, man. It's not fun.
Now, Fizdale, the other day, or whenever it was, maybe it was yesterday, said that he's not tanking. He's he think it's very important that people understand the difference between developing and tanking and losing on purpose, right? Losing and losing on purpose. Meaning a team is trying to win but they lose, or a team is trying to lose and they lose. So I mean, according to Fizdale, of course.
Do you believe that, Sim?
I don't believe that the players are trying to lose.
No. I didn't say the players.
Yeah,
I don't think the players ever really want to lose. But do you think that Fizdale is doing that? Because there's only two things, Sim. He's either tanking or he sucks as a coach so far. Or he's not that good of a coach. Excuse me. I don't say he sucks.
Our team is trying to win, but they lose.
I said this, like I said again. If you're losing close games to teams like the Raptors, who are challenging, and then you lose to sucky teams, that means you are not coaching well. That's not necessarily the players. Because we've seen this team stay in close games. I forgot what it is with games with this team. I mean, it's terrible, but we've had a lot of close games. So it's not like we're not like the mid 2000s or whatever that team was, the Charlotte Bobcats that won like 9 games and they had a bunch of bums on that team. Right. We have guys who can eke out some wins, and we're not doing that. Everybody's going to say, oh, the players are blah, 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 but we shouldn't be having close games with the Raptors. That first half, or at least that first quarter with the Raptors, I'm thinking the Knicks are going to win that. We look great. And then all of a sudden, look, our defensive principles go to crap. They go to crap. So I'm sorry, man. I can't just take it like we don't have decent players. We have good enough players to at least have 20 wins. Sorry, bro, not 10.
Okay.
Come on, man.
All right. Let's see. Let me see. I was gonna come to Nate next. See what Nate thinks.
What's up, man?
Nate, go ahead,
How you
man.
doing?
What's good? What's up? You let me know what you're thinking, man. Let it out.
Well, I mean, in the Zion Bowl tonight, I mean, we're one step closer to that number 1 pick. Those wins by the Cavs are helpful, because they're right behind us. So, I mean, I don't think these players are playing to lose. I mean, the reality is this team is 10-46. They're going to have lapses where they're just going to look pathetic and terrible. But the thing I like about it is this team fights. And, I think they were down by like 20-something at halftime or something like that. And that third quarter, they turned it around and they made it a game and probably should have won. I think a lot of people thought they were going to win that game. Cornette had a really good look at that 3 and it just rimmed out. But I mean, I like the fight of this team. I mean, they're playing the best they can. The truth is, we don't have a lot of talent right now. Like, you trade Hardaway away, you trade Cantor away. I mean, Moutier's out right now. Frank's out. I mean, we don't have really any scores on the team. Knox is struggling.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If they are trying to win these games, if Fizdale is trying to win these games, and this is what Fizdale said out of his own mouth, why was DeAndre Jordan not playing down the stretch? DeAndre Jordan was dominating in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
He was dominating in the paint. He was unstoppable in the paint.
But Fizz, Fizdale. I'm sorry, not Fizz. Fizdale loves Mitch Robinson. He has a huge man crush on Mitch Robinson. I love Mitch Robinson. Mitch Robinson is fun to watch. And he's gonna play those young guys.
I mean, I get that, right? I get that. And, we'll go over later on looking at who had how many minutes and all that kind of stuff. I understand it, right? Mitch Robinson, he's a young guy. You want him to learn. And maybe what he'll say to us is, this was a good game for Mitch Robinson to play down the stretch to get some of that, to get some close game experience. And you know what? I would understand that. I understand that. But I think, in my opinion, even if he is trying to tank, I don't want to have the worst losing streak in franchise history on my record. I don't think any of the Knicks players want to have that on their record. I certainly would not want to have that on my record, and I would be trying to win this game. And I know, because, listen, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if you're 1, 2, or 3. Right? So in this case, you would lose to a team that if we would have won, we would have been in third. And I know what people, I know people, going to say, well, you want to have your greatest chances of being, having the worst record and all that kind of stuff. But I have some pride. I do have some pride, and I would like the team to have some pride and the players to have some pride and try to get whatever your strategy is for the remainder of the season, at least try not to have the worst losing streak in franchise record. Now, that thing might even grow.
But the problem is, Sim, is the same problems we have and before we continue to have. We cannot shoot the damn ball. I mean, we've missed so many wide open threes. Like, it was ridiculous.
I mean, I get it, but even if you put DeAndre Jordan in the game, we still don't have the shooters to make the shots. DeAndre Jordan was making shots though. He was killing it.
Yeah, but
He was
DeAndre
killing
Jordan,
down low.
I mean, are you really going to rely on
low.
him at the end of a game to make shots? I mean, he's more of a rebounder and a shot blocker.
My thing is, you might not rely on him to make shots, but if he is having a game like he at least was in the first half, where he has the mismatch, he had 6'9", 6'10" players on him. If he's having a game where he has the mismatch, you utilize it.
Sure.
That's just what I think. I'm gonna get around everybody else and see what they think. Get around. Let me see, Viv. I'm coming to you. What's up? What's going on, Viv? What do you think, man?
Look, Sim, I get where everyone's coming from. I get the frustration. Look, I know Cleveland, right? But the problem is that in order to win games, you need the combination of two things. You need talent and you need savvy. Right now, we have some talent, but we don't really have a lot of savvy. And that, is just what it is. So if you take some of these players in the Cleveland Cavaliers roster right now, you can take a guy like Larry Nance. He's going to be the best player on the Knicks right now. If you take someone like, I don't know, Clarkson, right? Clarkson is basically Tim Hardaway Jr. for us. He's probably better. I don't know. But it's tough. I don't know if I want to harp on Fizz too much. Think about this, right? We're relying on a bunch of 23 or 24-year-olds to just get us wins, and they're just learning the hard way that, look, this is, it's difficult as hell to win games. And, we're seeing moments here and there. Could our late game execution be better? I guess. But, I mean, we kind of climbed back in this game, we won the fourth quarter by 7. We won the third quarter by 5 points. So,
right. I agree.
The problem is, Sim, is that, we mentioned, okay, there's flashes in the first half, right? Okay, there might be this one good quarter. But every team has that one good quarter. It's the question of, can you make that second adjustment or can you make the first and second adjustment that good teams make? And learning how to make that first and second adjustment, Sim, that's what takes a lot of time. That takes experience.
I agree with you.
I'm at a point where I'm not really, I'm kind of done trying to harp on, this guy, that guy, or whatever. What I'm probably more concerned of is I think it seems like it's getting into guys like Kevin Knox's head, especially because he seems to be asked about all this losing. So, he seems to be getting this impression about tanking that he shouldn't be having. He should be trying to get all this attention away from him and just focus on pure development.
Well, the questions are coming because he's never lost more than 5 games in a row in his career. Now obviously he's lost 17 in a row. I think those.
You could say that for just about a ton of players that enter the league, right?
Right.
If you look at almost every guy who goes to Kentucky or went to Kentucky, right?
Yeah. But I think those are natural questions, that people are going to ask. Like, how do you feel about it? How are you dealing with it? And I think he was pretty, when he says he doesn't like the fact that the fans are happy that we're losing. I respect him for that.
But the problem
I respect him for that.
He's listening to a subsection of fans that are a part. It's really a subculture. It's not a subculture, but it's a subsection of fans that actually are down for this tank. The tanking thing is, to be quite honest, if you ask a lot of fans that go to games, right? Tanking stuff that doesn't come into their mind. When fans go to games, a lot of them want to win games.
Of course,
it's just a small subculture of people that and that's obviously fueled by the national media with all the obsession over ping pong balls and whatever. But that's the type of energy that Knox has to kind of divert from. And the only way you divert from it is obviously veteran presence. Gotta encourage these players to kind of stay away from all that negative energy.
Yeah, I hear you. It's it's probably not easy for a young guy to do, but he'll learn. He'll learn.
He'll learn. In the end of the day, you take away some of the positive things, right? You can take away something like Kadeem Allen. He had probably his best game so far in his young career. You can, for Dennis Smith Jr., take away the positives and say, okay, you had something, you go in the box score, but he had a 4-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. And he had 3 steals and 2 blocks. Take that, take away some positives there. Okay. So that's what kids need to really focus on.
Okay. All right, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I mean, there's some positive things, and they got down 17, and we seen some fight. Because I don't think that the players wanted to lose 17 in a row. So we definitely need some from them to try and get back into this game and pull out a win. I can definitely give them that. I've seen some fight. Let me get
nobody wants to lose. It's just it's again the subculture of ideas, like people are trying to tank. Like players don't tank. No. Or it's an organizational thing that we intentionally create a system where it's going to be about development.
Exactly. Really, you intentionally create something, and but that part of the thing. That's why I don't like the word tanking. That's why I do not like the word tanking, right? Because people say you intentionally play the young players so that you can lose. I do think that you can have a system where you're developing young players to grow up and become good basketball players and to help your team in the future. I do believe that you can create that kind of system. In every game you go out, you prepare every night like you're going to win. You prepare the team for strategies and all those type of things. And if the team starts winning, you accept it and you're good with it. I do think that there's a difference between tanking and just losing. I think there's a big difference between the two. A lot of fans do not seem to separate those, but I think there's a big difference.
Tanking is when you don't put any effort into the games.
Exactly, when you don't put any effort in it. And I will say that I think the players did definitely put effort out tonight. We got down by 17. The players, they put the effort out there. Ant, I'm coming to you, man. Coming to you, Ant. What do you think? How you feel about this?
I got like a little different view on these games, man. I think these games are fun to watch, in my opinion.
I agree with you.
Now,
it's fun.
Now, before we had like Tim and Trey Burke and Cantor, it was hard to watch. But I look forward to watching now because I see guys that just been enjoying, and I like seeing the lobs to Mitch and Hazonia cocking it back and dunking on dudes. Like, to me, I'm enjoying watching these games because I'm not looking to win. And I think that's what, to me, I think it was a lose-lose for Fizz. Like, what was he supposed to say? He can't say, oh, yeah, we're not prioritizing winning. He can't say that. But the reality is that in priorities this year, development is first and winning is second. So why we're playing Mitch and not DeAndre Jordan? Because that's the smart thing to do. DeAndre Jordan.
But see, this is my thing, and I want to respond to Shinnok Shah, who was in the chat, who said tanking is development. It is not. It is not
the same thing.
It is not the same thing. Tanking and development are two totally different things, in my opinion. Because when you're tanking, let's just say, for example, all of a sudden the Knicks got hot. Kevin Knox was killing. Dennis Smith Jr. was killing, right? Mitchell Robinson was killing. Now, if you're truly tanking the season and these guys started winning games, what would you do if you're tanking? You would sit them down. Right. You would find a reason for them not to play because you're losing on purpose.
Right. And that's like when Dennis Smith Jr. was going off the other game. A tank would say, all right, we're going to sit Dennis Smith and play Kadeem Allen.
Exactly.
That's a tank.
That is a tank. Development means that you're trying to get these players to play well. You're trying to teach them how to become NBA players. And if for some reason they get it and they start to win games, you let them win games because that means you've reached your goal. Right? That's the difference between development and tanking. So please do not, I'm not talking to you, Ed. I'm talking to just people listening in general. Do not mix up the two because there's a big difference between the two. A big difference.
And then it's funny because the team that got us back in the game had Mitch at the 5. Mm-hmm. So why would you take Mitch out? DeAndre Jordan was doing well, but while he was playing, we were down 17. I'm not saying it was his fault.
I don't think it was his fault because I mean I think it's so you play him, you can play him, but every student needs a teacher. In my opinion. Definitely. And sometimes the teacher can show you how to get it done. That's all I'm saying.
And Mitch was playing well. And as a young player, it's important to reward the young
It
guys
is.
and they're doing the right thing.
It is.
If Mitch is playing well, you got to leave him out there.
I agree that but there's a lot of players that sometimes they're playing well and you still might take them out because even though someone's playing well, still may not be as good as somebody else's regular playing. I mean, it is. I'm not mad at the loss. I don't like losing 17. I don't like that this team is the holder now of the worst losing streak in franchise history. I don't like that.
I definitely feel you because I don't think people really understand, but us having the worst record doesn't give us any better chance at the first pick than having a second or third worst record.
Right.
So we didn't need to lose 17 in a row to achieve our goal. So I agree with you. I would rather had not lost 17 in a row.
Right. But right. Yeah. I just don't like being the holders of that. Because regardless of the situation,
even Bondi gonna run with it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? All these people gonna come with this dumb stuff and everything. I mean, it is what it is. I know. All right, let me come down and see what Isaiah got to say, and then we'll get to Kareem. Isaiah.
Hey, what's up, Sim?
What's good with you, man? What's your thoughts on it, my man?
I say first thing first. Congratulations, Grandpa.
I mean, thank you. I mean, she hasn't had the baby yet. I mean, this would be number two. This would be number two. We just did the baby shower on Saturday.
I know. I seen pictures of it on Joe's page.
Yeah.
And I was, saying congratulations to him. But okay.
Yeah, this would be number two. I got a little granddaughter. She's 2 years old. She's already playing basketball. So, we starting her out early. The training starts early. Right now, the best that we can do, she can barely run. So the best we can do right now is work on the form. Next year, I'll get her out there running some suicides.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? We get her out there running some suicides next year. Get her. She's not gonna grow. My son's like 5'9", and his fiance is like 5'3" or something like that. So she's not gonna be very tall. She'll probably be 5'3" or 5'4". So she's definitely gonna be a point guard. So we got to get her, dribbling the ball with hands and doing some things at a very young age. So, we're gonna get it going. But yeah. So what's up, Isaiah? What's up?
So it's a little quick story.
Okay.
So 1989, they had Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman, and I never talk about the Cowboys. I never do. They had Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin on the team, and the Cowboys went 1-15. Tonight reminded me of them because I watched Troy Aikman's football life, and he always, anytime in his part of his, when he was being successful, he would always go back to that 1-15 team and always remember that feeling of losing so many games and never want to do it again. So I thought about that today when it correlated with the Knicks because we are 17-game losing streak, and to be honest with you, it don't look like we're going to win 20 games. So, I just want these young Knicks to remember when they do get better, that we'll always remember this season and remember what y'all went through, so y'all never have to go through this again. 17 losses in a row. I've been numb to it, so it hasn't really kicked in. But I will say this: they're playing a lot harder since the trade, and the defense has been a lot better. I think besides I forgot which game it was, but I think one team scored 113 points on us, or 120. Detroit scored 120, but other than that, we've been keeping these teams to low scoring numbers. We haven't been scoring, but we've been keeping teams to low scoring affairs, and we didn't even have Frank in the game. And Mitch has been in and out, but they're fighting. They're putting a lot of effort. It would be nice to get a win because, like Ant said, it 1 through 3 doesn't really affect nothing. I would love to get a win, man. I would love to get that feeling back, so we can talk about winning rather than, every loss and dang, we going down to the wire. It just execution, lack of shooting, a lot of defensive lapses in the first half, and then we pick it up kind of in the fourth quarter. But we'll talk about it later. But that's what I saw from the game today.
Yeah. kind of hit it right on point. I think he kind of hit it right on point.
I try to keep it. I try to, I don't try to go too long now. Ever since you said I do stories and stuff, so I try to keep it short now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Listen, I'm not mad at the Knicks for losing. I'm mad at the 17-game losing streak. I'm mad at that. I didn't want to have that on the record. I wanted us to, at least come out and say. And I think they did try to do it. They did try to come out and say, "Yo, we're not having this." You know what I'm saying? They just weren't successful. I'm gonna get to Kareem and then we'll get to a couple of phone calls. All right, you can call in, man, 516-405-2246. You can join us via video, appear.n/NBK. And ladies and gentlemen, just do me one quick favor.
Hey, you on crack?
You still live, Isaiah? Just do me one quick favor.
Oh, my God, man.
Just do me one quick favor, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that subscribe button. Shoot me a thumbs up. Ring that notification bell. You get a notification anytime that I go live. Yeah, and then got this guy. I got my, you hear Isaiah in the background. Got my backup dancer back there. Anyway, let me get to my man Kareem.
Please mute me.
Kareem, what's popping, man? What's going on?
Yo, Sim, what's up, man? Yo, peace to the chat, except for all the clowns. See alone. Stop being such clowns, fellas. But anyway, on the flip side of things, hey, man, another one in the books. Of course, just like everyone, I'm not happy with the losing. But you know what? That's not we're not here to judge the wins and losses, so I never get caught up in the emotional tirades that a lot of these guys get caught up in. Knicks fans are bipolar. They want to win. They want to lose. They want to lose good. They want to. Anyway, listen, it is what it is. More the same. Development. I did see some development. You know what's ironic, though? I heard someone airing some an interview that, was it one of the Morris twins from the Celtics? He was making comments about how his team, whether they doing good or not, like, the guys on the bench, they're not excited, they're not cheering each other on. He's like, we're a bunch of individuals. And I was watching the Knicks game tonight, and I was listening to from the Cavaliers' perspective from their broadcast, right. And they was pointing out how excited the Knicks players were after alley-oops and everybody jumping on each other, and we on a 16-game losing streak. Mm-hmm. So I say that to say all the Fizz haters out there, like, I get so tired of these Knicks fans bashing all these coaches. Like, when was the last time we had a coach with a 3-year deal? You know what I'm saying? Someone that was highly coveted. Like, I go back to Don Nelson, how he came in and we had Mason and all of them guys, and he was out of there. He was out of the Knicks organization within the first 3-4 months. Like, Knicks fans can never step back and try to see the whole picture. They always want people on these little small sample sizes. So I had to say the guys are in good spirits. I seen more development today. Kadeem Allen was looking like a solid point guard. Yeah, I'm not going to say a starting point guard, but a very solid point guard. Mm-hmm. Another guy that we might have to sign, get out of that two-way contract. I like the plays that Fizdale drew up towards the end. He got Comet look. He hit a three. He got him another look. He missed one. He got Jenkins a three in the corner for the tie. So I seen a lot of good things today. I'm not looking for the wins. And I'm encouraged moving forward as always.
Okay, all right, I'm with you. Listen, I'm with you though. I am encouraged about a lot of things with this team. I do see them playing with some energy, playing with some heart. Obviously, we got a little bit more electric with this team with Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, and with the. I don't know if I want to say resurgence, but with the emergence of Mitch Robinson, because he has been playing very well, like Aunt G said, you know what I mean? And, he's catching oops from Dennis Smith Jr., sometimes Alonzo Trier. That's very encouraging and very fun to see. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very fun to see. So I'm definitely with that. I want to get to a couple of phone calls, so call in. I know there's been some people calling in. I just wasn't ready to get to the calls. 516-405-2246. Give me a phone call and, let me know what you think about this 17-game losing streak. And while we're waiting for some phone calls to come in, I'm going to ask another question. And I'm going to ask you guys to just pay attention and listen to the teams that I am going to read off here. Right? And I want to find out from you, do you think that when do you think we're going to get another win? That's what I want to know. When do you think that we're going to get another win? Because let's put it like this. Will the Knicks break the NBA losing streak record? That's what I want to find out from you. Will the Knicks break the NBA losing streak record? When will we get another win? Obviously, our next losses, if we lose again, is going to extend this losing streak. And we will continue to have the longest losing streak in Knicks history. Well, we will continue to extend it. We play Philadelphia next. Could very well be a loss. Most likely will be a loss. That could be 18 straight. When do we stop it? Then we play the Hawks, a team that we can beat, a team that we blew out the first time we played them, but we didn't have much luck against them the last time we played them. Right? When do we get another win? Or are we in jeopardy? Is this team in jeopardy of breaking the NBA record for all-time losses? Now, the NBA record is 28. All right? That's the most losses in NBA history. What do you think, man? What do you think? I want to know what you think. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's going on, Sam? This is Ant Lutz from East New York, Brooklyn. What's going on?
I'm good. What's up with you, homie?
Hey, ain't nothing, man. I hear a lot of complaining from Knicks fans. This is the weird thing about Knicks fans. You know, when things are going actually according to plan, it seems like, we get flustered and just want to, throw darts at the team and call it a tank. It is a throwaway season. You get what I'm saying? But the Knicks did the right thing. But I guarantee you that I'm going to go on the MBK. If it is a record, I'm going to go on the record to say if the Knicks would have made that trade early in the year, we would not be talking the same story. You feel what I'm saying? And we probably would be kicking ourselves in the ass because we wouldn't be in a position to get this first-round pick. What I think is going to happen is they're going to trade that pick for AD. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of these players that are on the market coming up, they're not guaranteed. You feel what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But I think they're going to make the trade for AD because New Orleans is going to be thirsty for that first-round pick. And I don't know the young players that's going to go, but I'm guaranteeing that Mitchell Robinson is not going to go nowhere because he's a defensive-minded player. And one of the guards, either Dennis Smith or Ntilikina is going to stay after everything is going. But they're going to go for the marquee, but they're going to try to secure something because this is a season that nobody's going to really want to come and dedicate to the Knicks because the culture hasn't really changed. And Fizdale, like I said, he's a good coach. I think he would have made a better assistant if they would have grabbed like Mark Jackson and had Mark Jackson hire him. But he's doing the best he could right now. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. Listen, Fizdale was put in a tough situation. There's no doubt about it, right? He's put in a tough situation, and we just, as Knicks fans, we got to be patient and hopefully, things are gonna come around.
Right. Sam, they actually in a better position. They in the best position they've been in years. They have a full cap. They could hire. They could get 2 max players if they want to. You get what I'm saying? They have a high draft pick if they want to use that way too. You get what I'm saying? They have young talent that they developing. Coaches haven't been playing our young talent as of lately besides Fizdale. That's what I give him a little credit for because he actually puts them in the fire. He kind of like, messes with Ntilikina a little bit, and I think he's trying to toughen them up a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Because he got that European thing with him. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I just think we just need to be patient and let this shit go out. Let Dennis Smith do his thing. Let Knox get over the fear of being traded. You feel what I'm saying? All of that shit. Let Mitchell become a big man of the future. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey.
And just wait for the process.
Hey, do me a favor, my man. Watch the language for me. We got, we get a lot of.
Oh yeah. You know what? I really apologize. I'm in a moment, and I wish I was in front of y'all because it'd be a better vibe. But I apologize for that. You feel me?
Yeah. Nah, it happens. No problem. It's just sometimes we get kids on here, so.
All right, I'm gonna leave y'all, and I'm gonna shout out to the chat, and I'm back watching, so I appreciate what you're doing, Sam. Keep it up.
Appreciate the call, my man. Peace. And let me give a big shout out to my man Travis Fisher. Hit me with a super chat, 2 super chats, as a matter of fact. And Travis, he said, I hope Frank's confidence doesn't go down because of Kadeem. We're gonna get to that, Travis. We're gonna talk about that. We'll see how that whole thing is gonna work out with Kadeem Allen, Emmanuel Mudiay, Frank Ntilikina. We're definitely going to talk about that. But right now, I want to ask this question. I want to know, what do you guys think? Will the Knicks break the NBA record? 28 straight losses. That's the NBA record. I want to know if you think the Knicks will break it. All right, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Knicks. All right. Before we get to the All-Star break, the Knicks have 2 games. Philadelphia on Wednesday. And then the next night they play in Atlanta, right? Philadelphia obviously is going to be a tough game, right? You got Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, you got Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler. That's tough. That's going to be a tough. Listen, Philadelphia got some things working with that 4 right there, so that that's going to be tough to get that win. We couldn't beat Cleveland. Then Atlanta. Atlanta's probably better than Cleveland and better than us. Obviously, that's going to be tough to get. Once you come back from the All-Star break, you got Minnesota. That's probably a loss. San Antonio, probably a loss. Orlando, we have not matched up with Orlando all year. Probably a loss. Maybe we can get Cleveland after the Orlando game, the last day of February. And March is just brutal for us. It's just brutal. We play the Clippers, who are, the Clippers got rid of Tobias Harris. That changes their team structure, changes their team chemistry a little bit. But they're still going to be formidable, a team that's going to be tough for us to beat. Sacramento is good. Phoenix is another bad team. Maybe we can get a win with Phoenix. After Wednesday, you got Sacramento, Minnesota, Indiana, San Antonio, the Los Angeles Lakers, Toronto Raptors, Utah Jazz, the Denver Nuggets, the Los Angeles Clippers, the Toronto Raptors again, and then the Miami Heat. That's a pretty brutal schedule in March. Pretty brutal schedule. And then in April, you got Chicago, Orlando, Houston, the Wizards, Chicago once again, and you end the season at home versus Detroit. I want to know from you guys in the video chat, do you think that the Knicks are going to break the NBA record for losses in a row, which is at 28? And if you're just joining me, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks now have the longest losing streak in New York Knicks history. Longest losing streak in New York Knicks history. It's the New York Knicks. Subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to the channel. Hit me with a thumbs up. Ring that notification bell. I want to see what guys think. I want to know what you guys are thinking, man. 28 losses. We're 17. We're 11 losses away from tying the record. 12 losses away from breaking the record. I don't want that on my. I don't want that. Seriously, I don't. I want to see what you guys think. Nate, I'm gonna come to you. I see you had your hand raised.
I mean,
Nate.
you just ran off all those. Teams, and
Yeah.
I see possibly 4 potential wins at the most.
Okay. Who do you see those wins? Those wins from who? Who do you see them?
I think we could beat the Bulls. I mean, the Suns are pretty bad. I think we could beat them. The Hawks, I mean, who knows? I mean, if we play well, I mean, we could beat the Hawks too. I think Dennis Smith can have one of those games where he can just go off. I would probably say the most probable win would probably be the Suns. I just don't think the Suns are that good. I've seen them play a lot, and they look like a mess. I mean, they look just as bad as we do. You know, so I'd probably say the Suns or Hawks. I think for sure, and then Chicago, of course, at the end. So I don't think we'll break the record for the most losses in NBA history.
Okay, I hope not. I sincerely hope that we do not
yeah, maybe
break that record. That is not a record that I want to have on this Knicks squad, and I'm sure that's a record that Fizdale doesn't want to have on. You know, he doesn't want to have that on his record. Let me see. And anybody else want to chime in there? Do you think that we are going to, when is our next win? Do you think we're gonna see that record or come close to that record? Kareem, what do you think?
I think realistically, I think there's a possibility that we can. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but I don't know, man. I mean, I don't want to make excuses for our team, but we are probably we are. We're not the worst team in the NBA because we're sitting our veterans and we're the worst team in the NBA because we're the worst team in the NBA. So with that being said, I think it's a possibility that we can do that. But hey, man, I give Fizdale a lot of credit, man, because his spirit is always up, and he's not stressing his win-loss record. Like, okay, my next job, my win-loss records might keep me from getting another job. I think he's totally invested in this, 3-4 year process, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. So I mean, if we sustain that many losses, I think next year we'll probably be in the record books for the team with the biggest turnaround. You know what I mean? So that's how I see it. I see next year we're going to be a lot better. So if we're the worst team this year and we win 30 games, 35, 40 games next year, then we'll probably be in the history books for the best turnaround. So, I mean, hey, I'm here for the long haul. Okay. And whatever happens, I'm here. I'm down. I'm riding, baby.
All right. We trying. You know, I would love that. That's a beautiful way to look at it. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna break the record for the most losses ever in the NBA, then next season we're gonna have the biggest turnaround ever in the NBA. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful way to look at it. Let me see who else wanted to have something to say here. Let me get around Guillermo, and then I'm gonna come to Ant, then Viv.
Sim, I don't like the sound of your voice, man. That's not you're not talking like a coach right now, man. This should make you want to throw up, man. Like, look, I'm all for trying to build for the future, man. And there's a about it. But this is kind of I'm not even against the so-called tanking per se. But just think about this, Sim. Think about this. If we go into next year, Kyrie Irving sprained his ankle, right? Say his ankle, he's going to play heavy minutes in the playoffs, man. Say his ankle, he comes out free agency and it's not the same. He's no longer the max player. God forbid. I'm just saying the worst case scenario. You can't bring Kyrie to New York. You can't bring KD to New York without Kyrie, right? Because KD by himself, without a top-notch, strong GM infrastructure of point guard. I know I'm going past the question. I'm just saying, man, I just don't feel good with the thing because we do this. We don't get the top players or whatever. Then you're going to have players on a team who's going to be like, all right, so what are we going to do now? So, I mean, look, yeah, we're probably going to break it sometime, man. But this is disgusting.
I'm just trying to look on the bright side. If we are going to lose 28 straight games this year, then it is possible that we can have the biggest turnaround in the history of the NBA if we're going to lose 28 straight games or 29 straight games.
Can I ask you, without KD and Kyrie coming here, what convinces you that this team will turn around and have the biggest turnaround next year?
Well, I'm hoping that I'm not saying it doesn't have to be KD and Kyrie. I'm hoping that we get two players next year.
Just any two players?
No, obviously two max. Two players that are going. Like a Kyrie and a Kawhi, or KD and a Kawhi or whomever. So I'm holding out that hope. If we're gonna lose 28 straight. 29 straight. I'm hoping that we can pull in two of those guys and have a major turnaround next year. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's going to happen. But I'm just saying,
And one thing, Sim, I'll let you go to other guys. One thing, Sim, I just want you to consider how, because like Vivek said, players don't want to tank, right? They want direction. They want some semblance of, look, we ain't bums. They don't want to hear Shaq and Charles Barkley harp on them every night. Well, these niggas are bums. Why we even talk about Knicks? So I'm just saying, we have to also consider players on a team. Are we really looking to actually build them up, or are they just here hoping?
I mean, all right. So let me ask you. I do think that Fizdale is trying to. I mean, I know he didn't play DeAndre Jordan, and you know, DeAndre Jordan was having a very good game. I don't think that Fizdale is intentionally trying to lose games. I don't think he's doing that. I really don't. I don't think Fizdale is intentionally trying to lose. Do you?
But I wouldn't say. You know what's scary, Sim? I agree with you, and that's not a good thing, because I watched tonight. And I'm watching the defensive discipline of this team, and it's still piss poor, man. I'm not even talking about the offense. Look, Kadeem Allen had a career night. If he doesn't have a career night, like I said, if we don't have ISO guys having career nights, we don't do well. So even take the offense out. Just defensively, like, where the principles, like, if I'm looking at Colin Sexton, it's a guy who's not going to kill me with threes, right? Why am I playing up on him? Allow him to drive to the basket, get fouls. Like, just simple things like that. It's like, where is that coaching coming in? So I don't think he's tanking, but that might be his inadequacy as a coach, and that's not a good thing.
I mean, you could be right about that. You could be right. You could be right, because that is something that I've harped on all year long too. You know what I mean? Where these simple, where are these principles that you want to have your team represent? I feel you there. I feel you there. And
hey, Kareem, Sim feels me. You gonna tell him to shut up?
I feel you there. I feel you there. Because I've been harping on that.
I put my whole paycheck to play you on ball, son. I put my whole paycheck, bro.
Oh man, now we got a basketball challenge on our hands.
Tell Kareem to come to the next Knick event, man. Because he doesn't know anything about basketball. He wear these ugly Marvel, whatever these shirts.
Oh, now we got a challenge on our hands.
I've never seen this dude eat any.
All right, well, I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys talk about that behind the scenes, man. I'm gonna let you guys talk about that behind the scenes. Big shout out to Ralph Petito for the super chat. Said, dang. Supposed to be doing my homework, but I'm here watching this show. Keep it up. Hey, Ralph, make sure you get your homework done, please. That's most important, B. You got to get your homework done. That's the most important thing. Get your homework done, and, make sure you get that done. I would say get your homework done and then come back or catch the replay or something. You got to make sure them grades right. Make sure you do that. And hold up, and there you go.
Oh, yeah. Guys, we're not losing 28 straight games.
I hope not.
Listen,
I really hope not, man. I really hope not.
Our upcoming schedule was not that daunting. We have Atlanta, Minnesota, Cleveland again. The Clippers, they done traded half their team. Phoenix, Minnesota again. Hurt Indiana team. We're going to get one. We'll get one.
But see, I feel like it is that daunting for us. It may, from the outside looking in, you say, well, these teams aren't that good. But I feel like for us, it's daunting.
I feel like all it takes is one night. And then you got to think about it. At some point in these 11 games, we'll have Moutier back. We'll have Frank back.
True.
We'll get one.
I hope so. 9 straight losses. That would be that just wouldn't be good. In my
energy is a thing. Energy and momentum is a thing, right? And we don't want to go into the offseason having lost 30-something straight games, because no matter how much money we have, that's a lot of bad energy to go into the offseason.
I agree.
So, but, man, one thing I must say is these 2 G League dudes, man, John Jenkins, I like him. I like John Jenkins. He has size. He can shoot the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's smart. I think he's going to find himself some minutes down the stretch, because we don't have any shooters. So he's going to find himself some minutes, I feel like. And, Kadeem Allen, the way he's been playing speaks for itself. I think when Moutier come back, Kadeem Allen has played well enough to where they're going to have to take their minutes back. So
yeah. We're going to get to that. We're definitely going to get to that.
Competition.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Let me get to this phone call right quick, and then let me get around. I know Viv wants to jump in and say something.
Yo, Brody, hold your tongue out, man.
Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, Sim, how you doing, man? It's JJ from Brooklyn. How's it going, bro?
I'm good, man. What's going on with you?
Not much. I just want to say for a minute, I heard before you said something like we got to sign 2 max guys. To me, that's the worst thing, unless you're getting KD and Kawhi or Kyrie, 2 of those 3. The worst thing you could do is just spend it just to spend. I don't want Kemba and Butler. That would be horrible. I'd rather not even spend it and tank again next year than spend it on, guys who won't take us to that, type of level,
Well, that's what I meant. I mean, going to get guys that aren't going to be, subpar guys. I wasn't meaning going to get subpar guys. I was saying, hopefully we get, hopefully we get a couple of guys. I wasn't saying going to get just anybody.
Yeah, I just don't want the 2 wrong guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be a 7 seed, I'd rather go all in, and superstars are just not, wait until, there's a better free agent class and just, look what Philly did. Look where they are now. They tanked for, 4 years?
Yeah, I mean, listen. They did, they tanked for however many years that they tanked, and everybody always brings up Philly. Look what Philly did. But
yeah, they got a team that could go to the final, probably.
Yeah, but you know what? But in the end, they have 2 guys. They tanked for mad years.
And they missed on a lot of those picks too, like Noel they took, Michael Carter-Williams. They flopped on like half of them too, but
Yeah. But in the end, now, of course, they got 2 guys to build around, but in the end, they still had to utilize free agency and trades. You've got to use all 3. The draft, free agency, trades, you got to use all 3.
Yeah.
Because now they traded for Tobias Harris. Yeah. They traded for Jimmy Butler this year. So now in the end, you're still using those assets to make trades, which is what they plan to do, is what they wanted to do. But you know what I'm saying, you still can't count out. There's different ways to build your team. You can't count out the value of making trades and signing players in free agency. It really is your front office. Your front office has to be smart, diligent, to be able to make the right kind of moves. And the draft is obviously one way to get value. And that's the big thing with the draft, to get value. You get the right kind of value because you get players that can produce at a high level, and then they give you value. But I mean, still, I'm hoping that we're able to bring in some players.
I just don't want the wrong 2. That's what I'm most worried about. Is that
I trust these guys. I don't think that we're going to get. I don't think that they're just going to throw things away and just say, all right, well.
Don't get me wrong. Kemba's good, Butler's good, but it's not going to do it for me, man.
I agree. I agree with you. I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that listen, so far, this front office with Scott Perry in there has been they've been competent. Let's use those.
I like Mills. Perry a lot. I'm sorry. I'm not sure Mills. He's the one who gave Harvard that contract, so I can't, go crazy about him. But Yeah,
I think these guys have been pretty competent so far, and I trust them. I trust what they're doing so far. And I'm willing to trust them some more, and I'm willing to, trust in their ability to make the right moves in this free agency. That's about as much as much as I can say.
So what would you do if we can't get the guys we want? Obviously, we know who those are. Would you would you rather just not even spend it, or would you make trades? But then we'd have to give up assets like a Robin. If you want a Lillard or a Beal, they're not just going to give them to us.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do. But do me a favor. You let me know. Do you think that the Knicks are going to break the NBA record? And then I'll tell you what.
What is it?
And losses.
26?
28. 28 is the record.
20,
You'd have to get to 29
nah,
straight
11
losses.
more straight? I don't think so. I mean, I know we have Cleveland coming up in like a week or two. I mean, I'd say the one in Atlanta, I don't think we'll win. I think it's a back-to-back, too, for us. So, I doubt it. They've been playing pretty well. But
All right.
I'd say the next game against Cleveland at the Garden, I think that's like a week and a half or so away. I'd say maybe we get that one. I'd say.
All right, cool. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. I'm going to let you rock.
All right, bro. Appreciate it, man. Have a good night,
Appreciate
bro.
the call. Have a good one. And to answer his question, me and the entertainer was talking about this last night on a show with the entertainer that we did. If you get a chance, go ahead and check it out. Go to his channel, check it out. But one of the things that I want to get across to people is that if we do not get the free agency, the free agency, if we don't get the players that we want to get in free agency now, I think it is imperative, it is totally imperative that the Knicks are patient. They take their time, right? I don't want them to try to, just force players upon us. And I do not think that they will. I do not think that they will try to force players upon us. I think that they'll be patient. Because here's the thing. Let's say you don't get players this year, right? Let's remember Anthony Davis most likely is not going to sign a long-term contract with a team if he gets traded. When and if he gets traded. I don't think he's going to. Here's the reason why. And I haven't gone and did all background work. Right? He can sign an extension with a team. And, teams are probably going, they're going to want Anthony Davis to sign an extension if they trade for him. Right? They're going to want him to sign an extension. But looking at it, he will probably get more money if he does not sign an extension, goes into free agency, and then obviously, re-signs with a team in free agency. So he is going to probably go into free agency in 2020 regardless. And then sign with a team. But he'll probably go into free agency regardless. I believe Giannis is in free agency 2020 as well. I think he's a free agent. Okay. It would be smart for the New York Knicks if they do not get Kevin Durant or, a combination of KD and Kawhi. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting a little nervous about Kyrie Irving. I am. I would love to have Kyrie, a healthy Kyrie, but I'm getting a little nervous about the injuries with Kyrie. But if they can't do it, you don't spend your money. You don't go crazy and just, spend your money all willy-nilly. You save it. You be patient. See what happens in 2020. When AD could be a free agent. Giannis Antetokounmpo could be a free agent. You know what I'm saying? You be patient and see. Right? That's the only thing that I think you do. That's what you have to do. Because that 2020 free agent class could be good as well. Now, everyone looks and says, it has to be KD and Kyrie. I seen somebody in the chat just mention Dame Lillard. Whether or not you like Dame Lillard, I'm just saying there's an option there as well. It is possible. It is definite. It's possible that the Knicks could, who knows what's going to happen. Trades, people decide very quickly in the NBA that I no longer want to play for this team. And teams are looking to make moves. Right? You never know. You never know what can happen. Listen, the best thing for the Knicks, and tanking, of course, is against my principles. Obviously, the best thing for the Knicks is to get the number 1 draft pick at this time. I'm not going to lie. That's the best thing for the Knicks right now is to get that number 1 draft pick. Because then what happens? The Knicks are at ground zero. Ground zero. So what happens now at ground zero? You have $74.6 million in cap space. You have the #1 draft pick. You have a cupboard full of young players, young talented players at that. Right? So now you have assets at your disposal to be able to make moves and build your team from the ground up, literally from the ground up. Like I was explaining on the Entertainer Show last night, this is the first time, really the first time, really truly the first time that we've started from ground zero. Because even when we had KP, we wasn't at ground zero. And let me tell you why we wasn't at ground zero. Because when KP was on the team, he still had some leftover residue from the whole Carmelo Anthony, Phil Jackson era, all of that junk. There was still some leftover residue there, right? So we never really started like really fresh. Now, right now there's no one left except for Frank Ntilikina. He's kind of the only one left, although he came in right on the cusp. So he came in, Phil Jackson, Phil Jackson was gone. Phil Jackson drafted him, but then he was gone. Jeff Hornacek was there. All that junk went down with Jeff Hornacek, but he wasn't there for all the other stuff. So he kind of came in on the end of it. Now all that garbage is out. Now we're really starting from ground zero and with talent. You know what I mean? So now we've got to put that trust in the front office to be able to build correctly, because we're at the bottom. We have a blank canvas. We have a blank canvas with a few colors to work with to see if we can, build a masterpiece. You know what I mean? So, that's where we are. There's a million different ways that we can go with it. And you always got to just look at the landscape of the NBA and figure out which is going to be the right direction. You don't know who's going to do what. Players change their minds really quickly, and things can happen. So I'm willing to be patient and see if things will happen for us. See if things will happen for us. You know what we didn't do tonight? We didn't get to the recap of the game. So we're going to go ahead and recap the game just a little bit. All right? Talk about, we're going to take a look at these box scores and all that kind of stuff. And then, we'll get to talking about a few other things. All right? So let's talk about it, man. The New York Knicks lost tonight, extended their loser streak to 17 versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. And losing to the Cavaliers is not my biggest issue. It's the 17-game winning streak that's my biggest issue. But I've said it all night. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these box scores and all this good stuff. Let's look at the matchups first. The Knicks lost the first quarter 30-22. Second quarter 33-26. The Knicks started to make that run. They started to pick it up in the third quarter. There was a point in the third quarter where the Knicks down 17, and it looked like, this one is going to be put to bed. And all of a sudden, the Knicks got some, they got some energy. I think someone reminded them, you might lose 17 straight. You don't want that on your record. Let's go out and let's go get it. And they came out with some energy and really started playing in that third quarter. The Knicks won the third quarter 31-26. It extended over into the fourth quarter. The Knicks won the fourth quarter 25-18, but they never had enough to close the gap. Never had enough to close the gap. They did have a last chance at a three to try to close the gap. They couldn't get it done. It is what it is. They were there. They were there in the end against, obviously, a bad team. The Cleveland Cavaliers' biggest lead was 17. The Knicks' biggest lead was 0. Knicks never led in this game. The Knicks lost the rebounding battle to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They won the assist battle tonight, 21-20. I need to go back and look at it, but it feels like the Knicks have been over 20 assists a few times since Dennis Smith Jr. has been here. 8 steals tonight, 9 blocks, only 10 turnovers. Knicks taking care of the basketball. Maybe some of that is due to one-on-one play. We've talked about that all season long. More shots tonight for the Knicks. They shot 92 times, which is good. They shot 45.7% from the field, 26.9% from 3, and only 65% from the free throw line. 20 free throws for the Knicks. The Cleveland Cavaliers had 56 rebounds, 20 assists, 6 steals, 2 blocks, and 18 turnovers on the night, which helped the Knicks get back into the game, as well as that zone defense. We'll talk about that a little bit. Cavaliers only shot 40% from the field. They got up 95 shots. They were 31.8% from 3, and they made 17 of their 19 free throws. The Knicks have got to start hitting those free throws. You hit these free throws, man, and the game might look just a little bit different. Hit the free throws. Hit the free throws, Knicks. Hit those free throws. Let's take a look at the box score. Kevin Knox tonight. For a sec, there was a time when Kevin Knox, kind of got it going a little bit, but he was pretty much consistent throughout the night. 13 points, shot 31% from the field, had 6 rebounds, 3 assists for Kevin Knox tonight. Mario Hezonja, one monster dunk by Mario Hezonja, which, made me jump out of my seat because he cocked that thing way back. He cocked that thing back and wham! I like to see that. He cocked it back on him. Mario, that was just about it for Mario, who had ended the night with 5 points, shot 25% from the field, but he had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover. DeAndre Jordan, 12 points. He played 24 minutes, had 12 points, 5 for 7 from the field, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. He also had 1 block on the night. Damian Dotson, listen, I'll be honest with you. I wanted Damian Dotson to be that starting shooting guard, but he hasn't showed me what I thought he could do. Let's see if we get a little bit more time. I didn't expect him to average 20 points a game. I expected him to at least be 15 points a game. He hasn't shown me that yet. Damian Dotson, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Dennis Smith Jr. tonight. He's 5 for 10 from the field, 41.7%, 10 points, 0 for 2 from 3, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. And, I will say 12 shots is not bad for Dennis Smith Jr. It's not bad at all, in my opinion. And on nights when he really has it going, obviously more shots. So, I'm okay with what I'm seeing from Dennis Smith Jr. right now. And listen, he had 3 steals tonight. He was hustling down the floor and, picking off those long passes they were trying to, they were trying to get up the floor with. So I was impressed with that. Definitely impressed with that. Kadeem Allen had his career high tonight. 25 points, 10 for 16 from the field. Career high in the NBA, at least. 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and Kadeem Allen also plays defense. He's also, he's a pretty good defender. Kadeem Allen is, making his case to be on this basketball team. Making his case. Noah Vonleh played 16 minutes tonight, had 4 points, 4 rebounds. Came off the bench tonight in favor of Mario Hezonja, because of his poor play. Alonzo Trier, 16 minutes. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Mitchell Robinson, 10 points, 8 rebounds. I like the way that Mitchell Robinson is hitting the boards. He's doing a better job on the boards. He played 23 minutes tonight. He had 2 blocks. He's doing a much better job on the boards. John Jenkins, call up from the G League. He's on a 10-day contract. John Jenkins is. You know, he was impressive in his New York Knicks debut. You know, had a chance to make some big shots down the stretch. Missed them, but he had a chance to make them. But he is a three-point shooter. John Jenkins played 9 minutes, had 7 points, 3 for 5 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, also had 1 assist. Luke Cornett, 12 minutes, had 6 points, 1 rebound. Isaiah Hicks and Lance Thomas did not get in the game. That's the recap of the game tonight. Let's get to a call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's up, Sims?
I'm chilling, man. What's popping with you, man? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, man. I like what you're doing, man. I've been following you ever since the season started, bro. I like what you're doing. I'm from Canada, too, by the way.
Okay. Big shout out to Canada. All right. No doubt.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to call in, you know, see if my call could get through. I'm pretty excited. This 17-game losing streak with my boys ain't even a big deal. Guys are playing good. I missed pretty much of the game today. I don't know what was going on with DJ on the bench earlier.
You say why was he on the bench?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, DJ was playing good. He was playing a good game. I really honestly think it had to do with, I guess it just has to do with Fizdale wanting to play the young guys down the stretch. You know,
okay. He was pretty excited when
that's
got that done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was. Yeah, he was on John Jenkins' back. If I was John Jenkins, I'd have been like, hold up, man, you got to get off my back. I just got to the NBA. Right? I just signed my 10-day contract. Do not hurt my back. I want to get my chance to prove myself. Got to get off my back, DJ.
But we need that kind of excitement from a center next year, man. That's some tough excitement from a tall dude.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, I'm telling myself, as far as DJ not playing in that fourth quarter, that basically Fizdale wanted to let the young guys get a taste of playing down the stretch, playing in a tight game. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna just give it to that. I'm gonna give it to that.
And it's good because it looked like DJ didn't mind it at all as well.
Yeah, I think DJ gets it. You know, he knows that, you know, he gets what's going on right now as far as with the young guys. And, you know, I think the Knicks, from what I understand, have let DJ know that they'd like to bring him back next season if at all possible, you know, depending on how things work out, you know, and I'm pretty sure he might be open to it. I think he would be open to it. I don't see why he wouldn't be open to it.
He got that kind of flavor that New York would need around, man. He got that excitement. He talks a lot on the court. He's something that New York needs at center.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, man. Yeah, you're right. It would be lovely for the Knicks to be able to keep him if we're able to, you know, if we're able to make some moves in free agency. And I know we have a lot of, you know, we got a lot of people who question whether or not we're going to be able to make those moves. I'm just going to be patient right now and see how it turns out. That's all that's all I can do.
Well, yeah, but to me, as a guy from Canada, we made ourselves players. We got 2 max. Like, we don't even need to say much. They see that New York has 2 max slots. They can come talk to themselves. They have to. Any team with 2 max slots, everybody has to go talk to them.
Yeah. Listen, even if they don't want to come to the Knicks, they're going to come talk to the Knicks if the Knicks want to talk to them. Their agents will tell them to talk to the Knicks.
Exactly.
Because you know how it goes with the NBA and the New York Knicks. So you know how that goes. Yeah.
That's what I mean. What you're saying right now, that's already been in my head because I know we can lose. That's what I mean. The 17-game losing streak doesn't even bother me. I just know we're going to get Horde for number 1 draft pick. We're not even going to get. We're getting number 2 or 3 because it's New York because we're the Knicks.
Okay. Well, and and if we do, we'll take it and then make some moves from there. I'm gonna trust the front office. I'm gonna trust them. I'm trusting the front office, man.
I love the front office because No, I'm not racist either, but I love it because they're black dudes.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I mean, it's a historic. It's a historic thing. Who
Yeah.
You know, if you, I mean, you don't have to be racist to love that. I'm not.
Right. No, I don't understand. Okay. I don't want to come off that type of person.
Yeah, I feel you. Listen, I think everybody that watches the show is pretty proud of it. You know, that and that is the New York Knicks that were able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah, man.
Well, everyone, I mean,
look around the league and around the world, like, and it's good that it's happening in New York.
Exactly. I mean, because
I'm not even from New York, and I love it, Dad. I love New York. I love the Knicks.
Listen, if you pay attention to the people that are on this show, we have people from all different cultures, and I think everybody is pretty proud of the Knicks for that fact. So, yeah, I know. I definitely am.
I know most of you guys in video chat. I've been watching. My name's Rico States up in the chat or whatever. I just said I was on hold in there. But I recognize you guys in the video chats.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate the call. Make sure you call back.
Yes, and I love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm sorry I found you, bro. I think I found you in the summertime.
Okay.
Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep calling in because I got free long distance.
All right, Canada. There you go. All right.
And shout out to the chat, and shout out to guys in the video. And you keep doing your thing, man. Love New York.
Appreciate
Knicks.
you. Peace. Have a good one.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's I want to take a listen to David Fizdale and video chat. If you get a chance, please. Just take a listen to what David Fizdale has to say about Kadeem Allen. All right, we're gonna check that out right now. All right, so just take a quick listen, and then I'm gonna get your feedback. All right, video chat. Take a quick listen on what Kadeem Allen. David Fizdale to say on Kadeem Allen, then I want to get your feedback. All right, so let's rock with it right now. This is David Fizdale, ladies and gentlemen.
John Jenkins inbounding the ball there. Yeah, walk us through kind of what you were looking for and what you saw.
Well, there's the possession before they lost Luke, and we got a really good look from one of our better shooters, and it didn't go down. And then out of timeout, we threw John in there. See if we can get them on the backside of the defense if they over-rotated to Dennis. And we got it. And we got the look that we wanted. We just didn't go down.
Defensively, a lot of solid adjustments in the second half. How hard is it to kind of stomach this loss when you guys worked really hard to get back into this one?
It always is. Again, we're just taking it game by game, trying to get that win, trying to get better every day. And, when you got a chance to at least tie it at the end and you get two good looks like that, it obviously hurts.
Kadeem Allen, John Jenkins step in. Career backs for Kadeem, and then John, seeing this team for the first time, impacts the game. What do you think about those two?
Credit to Mike Miller and our G League staff getting these guys ready. Every time those guys come up, they are ready to perform. Consistently, that has happened for us every time we brought a guy up.
You had said earlier in the day, only use John on a pinch.
It was a pinch. Yeah, we had a pinch, and he got going, and that's that's what he can do. He can really shoot the basketball, and I said, hey, why not take a shot at it with him, seeing that he's hit a few shots. Obviously, Luke had hit a few shots, and whichever guy the ball would find in that situation, hopefully they can knock it down.
Obviously, there was a history-making losing streak right now. Just how do you just handle
the next game? Get to the next game. A loss is a loss is a loss, and right now all we're focused on is getting better for next game and trying to win the next game. And the beauty of our team, they're not caught up in all of that. They're going to keep trying to find a way back in the games, back in the way to compete, to win, and at some point we'll break and get our win.
You've said a lot of the season that you want to set a good defensive tone. What's been the thing that's kind of keeping you guys from being able to?
Connection more than anything else. Just language. Two new guys are playing bigger minutes for us and just trying to get them on the same page with each other. We've had some good spurts of defense where we defended as a group, but then you can see disconnected moments out there where one guy's saying one thing or one guy's doing the other.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's make sure that you check out MSG Networks on YouTube. Check out MSG Networks.
Yeah, they were down 15 points to half.
You can see all
third
those
quarter, though,
interviews.
they're going to 17-5 run. Got back into the game.
Yeah. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But check out MSG Networks, and you'll be able to, see, all kind of Knicks interviews and all that kind of stuff on MSG Networks. But that was David Fizdale. He didn't say as much about Kadeem Allen as I thought he was going to say, as the video actually advertised. But what we will do is hear from Kadeem Allen on, his career high for the New York Knicks. And then we're going to discuss Kadeem Allen. All right, so video chat, listen up. All right, listen up for me. Let's take a listen to Kadeem Allen.
What adjustments did you guys make between the second and the third quarter when you were able to put a run together and make this thing close?
Coach started calling, switched up the defense, and we started playing hard and playing together, and we started getting back into the game.
And I know you're concerned with wins more than anything that you're doing personally on the floor, but what's clicking for you as you get more and more involved in this system and when you've had 2 career nights right in a row here?
It's confidence. Like I said before, believing in myself and my teammates and my coaches believing in me, and just feeding off them and just out there playing basketball.
And for you, when you take a look at this team, to put yourselves down 15 in the first half, what's it going to take to make sure that that doesn't happen so that you're not playing catch up in the second half?
Consistency. We got to, play hard each possession, play together, and, a lot of teams getting leak outs on us, so we got to get back and, just get matched up with the ball and just keep playing hard.
That's Kadeem Allen, ladies and gentlemen, and Kadeem Allen, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what I want to ask you. You see down at the bottom of the screen, you see it says Allen, Ntilikina, Mudiay. What do you guys think? What's going to happen? What is going to happen when Ntilikina and Mudiay come back? That's what I want to know. What's going to happen? Right? Because Kadeem Allen is playing like he wants it. And, to be honest with you, he might be playing better than Mudiay, at least right now, at least the last few games, than we've seen from Mudiay and Ntilikina, because he plays on the defensive end of the floor. Clearly, he's been able to score a little bit. He's in a groove. He is a pure point guard. Right? I know he had 25 points tonight, but he looks to get people involved and get the ball around. Having him and Dennis Smith Jr. on the floor, even though they're a little small, sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. What happens? What happens between those guys? I would think it wouldn't be fair or it would be a mistake to send Kadeem Allen back down to the Westchester Knicks. Right? What are we going to do? Who's going to play? I would say the one thing, I see some people say Frank is losing his minutes. I would say the one thing about Frank is that Frank can play different positions. Frank can play the 1, the 2, or the 3. Right? I want to know what you guys think about it. Who takes that spot? Who becomes the backup point guard? I mean, if he earned it, he keeps it. They've got to outplay him. But how do they even get the minutes to outplay him? At least Mudiay. How does Mudiay get the minutes to outplay him? Because Frank will they're not going to have many practices. They'll have some practices. I guess over the All-Star break, they'll have some practices. Maybe they can work some things out then. Right? But, they still got to perform in the game. I want to know what you guys think. Kadeem Allen, career high, 25 points with the New York Knicks. I'm going to get to a phone call first, and then I'm going to get to the video chat. Video chat, hope you guys are ready. All right. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with?
You're talking to Joe, man.
Joe, what's popping, Joe?
Man.
My question to you, man. What happens when Frank Ntilikina and Emmanuel Mudiay get back? Kadeem Allen is playing some ball. He's playing ball. What happens? What do we do?
Man, listen, before we even get to that, I only have one problem with fees so far. He keep giving credit, to Mike Miller, everybody that's coming from the G League, and they always perform at the top level. How come until now he hasn't think on sending Ntilikina down there to get some reps? Luke Cornett, Kadeem Allen, you name it. Everybody that come from the G League come in and perform well. Right now, it would be a disservice, to send Kadeem Allen back and keep Ntilikina.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. This is my opinion. I don't think there's gonna be a difference in play from the NBA to the G League with Frank Ntilikina. I don't think there's gonna be a difference. The biggest thing, the biggest reason why people want to send Frank Ntilikina to the G League is so that he can become a more aggressive scorer. Not because of him defensively, so that he can become a more aggressive scorer. Bottom line, I don't think that's in his DNA, at least not right now. When he learns the game a little bit more, I think then, maybe, you'll see him become more accurate with his shots and those type of things. I don't think it's going to change the way that he plays the game. Honestly, listen, in a much worse league, Frank Ntilikina averaged the same thing that he's averaging right now in a worse league. Now, he stepped up to a better league. You would think that, well, he stepped up to a better league. Either he's not even going to play, or he only gets 1 point a game or 2 points a game. He's averaging the same thing in a better league than he did when he was in a worse league over in France.
Okay.
Right? I just think that is him. I think that's him. I think that's how he plays. It's gonna be his mentality. I just don't think that putting him in the G League is gonna make him change his mentality.
Okay.
Right? I don't think the G League is gonna make him change his mentality. When he, I think when he, if he ever develops a more aggressive mindset, then you would see a different player, because that's just what I think. Listen, Kadeem Allen has been in the league. Kadeem Allen he's been in the league for 2 or 3 years already, something like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So so people, a lot of times people kind of have a, what have you done for me now? What have you done for me lately type of, attitude towards players without actually understanding who they are, where they came from, and all that kind of stuff. He's 26 years old and just now doing this in the NBA. So, we got to put that into perspective, right?
Yeah,
he was drafted.
He has a lot of experience, though.
Yeah, I mean, he was drafted in 2017.
That's on his second year, basically, in the league. Yeah, I exactly see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
My other point is Noah Vonleh. I think he regresses. And the reason I'm saying that, it's I've seen him trying to take a bigger role, where I don't think he has the tools to do exactly what he wants to do with the ball right now. He's trying to dribble, and every time he's trying to dribble, he turned the ball over. I'm questioning a little bit his passing ability. Sometimes his decision making, it's not where it's supposed to be, though. And if you watch the game tonight, you're gonna see there's a lot of mistake that he make down low. And the reason is it's because he's trying to do too much when he has the ball. I don't know if it's the same thing, or if it's just me being picky.
Yeah, he's
because
definitely.
I do believe that the team currently constructed, and unlike, I mean, I watched the game, and I hear a lot of people from the stream, like, saying that, we're tanking. Players don't think. Organization.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch the game, like, you see we have potential to win, like, at least in the past, like, 17 games, we could have won at least, like, 7 or 8 of them if it was up for the players. And I think the organization wants to think, and Fizdale is doing a very good job at it by putting guys, like, in position, to drive the tank, like, to the perfection. That is just my opinion.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. I hear you.
So
what do you think happens between Allen, Ntilikina, Mudiay when those guys get back? What do you think happens?
Between Allen, Ntilikina, and Mudiay, I think I'll keep the best two, which is Allen and Mudiay so far.
Okay.
I'll keep Allen and Mudiay because you see one of the problems that I have, like, with Lance Thomas. He's a very good defender. But sometimes, if you're going to rely on Lance Thomas to give you a bucket to save your life, you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of have the same problem with Frank.
Okay.
I don't need you to score, like, 20, 25 points, like, 30 points a night as a point guard.
Mm-hmm.
But to play, like, 25, 30 minutes and only give me, like, 2, 4 points, that's unacceptable. And I'm going to be losing the game, like, by 4, by 5 points. It's unacceptable. Like, the least I would take from any point guard that play, like, 20 minutes or 25 minutes, it's 10 points or 12. But if you're going to give me 10, 12 points, I have to get at least 8, 9 assists from you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not getting that from Frank.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I get that. And Frank,
So you can say whatever you want about Mudiay, but whatever he's not giving you on the defensive end, you're getting it, like, from his passing and his offensive parts.
A little bit. I mean, he's definitely played better this year as far as, his offensive field goal percentage and those type of things. I think I want to go back to, hey, I'm going to get to some other calls. I thank you for your call. I appreciate your call, my man. All right,
buddy. Thank you for.
All right. Have a good one. I want to.
A little bit.
My man Chibs, right? Kenny Anderson. I know you guys know who Kenny Anderson is. My man Chibs. I want to go back to a tweet that he put out the other day, and I want you guys to just pay attention to it because he was really referring to Markelle Fultz, right? He was referring to Markelle Fultz. But this applies to more than just Markelle Fultz. It also applies to Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. and all these young point guards that are in the NBA. Right, it applies to them all. Kenny Anderson was drafted number 2 overall. Number 2 overall. And when he was 20 years old, he was barely getting any playing time. At 20 years old, he was the youngest player in the NBA. Think about it. 20 years old, Kenny Anderson for the New Jersey Nets was the youngest player in the NBA. He was drafted number 2 overall. He was barely playing. Right? Kenny Anderson went on to make the All-Star team. I'm not sure how many times, but make the All-Star team and have a 15-year career. 15-year career. The New Jersey Nets never gave up on him. Think about it. And this is from Kenny Anderson explaining his own situation and telling teams in the NBA, stop giving up on these young point guards. In the Knicks case, we have 2 of them. And maybe Frank is not going to turn out to be a point. Who knows what he's going to turn out to be? But it's not just point guards, it's players. And this is going to continue to happen throughout the league because players are coming into the league younger and younger. Well, it's not, there's a cutoff. It can't be too young, but players are coming into the league younger with less coaching. It's happening. And you're seeing teams give up on players very early because of they want this instant gratification. Everybody wants to hit on that one player that's going to come in and just tear up the league right from the beginning. It's not going to happen with 90% of your players. It's not going to happen with 90% of your players. You know what I'm saying? Teams better start, and they are, but they really better start investing in their developmental systems in the way that they develop these guys. They really better start investing in it, investing time, investing money, investing on research development, right? Because you're going to have to spend more and more time and money developing these young players that are coming into the league. You're going to have to. Because they're coming into the, and listen, I think what is it, 2021 or something like that. And this next CBA, when the next CBA comes up, it may very well be that players can once again enter the league from high school. And if that happens, there's going to be a lot of players in the league from high school. Your developmental teams, your systems, your coaches. It's going to have to be on point if you want to bring these players along. You're going to have your few that come in and are able to tear up the league right from the beginning. But most of them, the majority of them are not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is, I mean, and it's going to go different ways. You're going to have some players who, crap out and don't make it in the league, like players at any age. Then you're going to have players who get bounced around and go to different teams and then finally blossom with a team when they find the right situation. You're going to have players that come in right from the beginning and kill. You know what I'm saying? But everybody wants to just give up really, really quick. They want to give up, throw it out the window. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, let's see. I want to know what you guys think, man. What do we do? Kadeem Allen, Frank Ntilikina, Emmanuel Mudiay. Where do we go with it? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start with C-Dog because I haven't heard from him yet. C-Dog, what's popping, man? What do you think, man? Allen, Ntilikina, Mudiay. Who do we play? What's gonna happen there?
Ntilikina needs to play the 2 guard and let Allen split the point. Let Allen split the point with Dennis Smith Jr.
You know what happens with Mudiay?
Is on the bench.
Mudiay's on the bench. You're keeping him on the bench.
That's right. Mudiay got an expiring contract. The Knicks don't have to play him no more. It's a wrap. They didn't trade him. They're not going to sign him back. So there's no need for him wasting our minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Frank is a 2 guard masquerading as a point guard. Let him play the 2 guard. Let Allen and Dennis Smith play the point guard.
I mean, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. Right? It makes a whole lot of sense. Can't argue with you at all there. You know what I mean? Because, especially if you don't.
Everybody would be happy.
Yeah, if you don't consider Mudiay as part of your future.
You think they're going to waste cap space on Mudiay? They got to sign 2 max players.
Yeah.
They ain't got no time to be messing around with that.
I don't think they have any time to mess around with Mudiay either. Any chance that Mudiay gets bought out?
No, they're not going to buy him out.
You don't think
they're
so?
Not gonna buy him. They don't need to buy him out. You don't buy out everybody you don't play. Somebody got to sit down on the bench.
I mean, that's true. But then you can bring up some other player if you really wanted to. You could bring up some other player, let Mudiay go and see if he can get picked up somewhere. Huh?
They brought up Jenkins. They come to bring players up. They brought up Isaiah. They got Jenkins. They got Allen.
Right.
They brought up 3 guys already.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just saying. Me as a if it were me, and I knew that
let somebody else come up.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have. They can, sign another 10-day contract, whatever it is, or whatever it is. I'm just saying, if it were me, I would try to be as honest as I can. If I knew that I wasn't gonna, if this player wasn't gonna be around, and they had an expiring contract.
He ain't though.
Yeah, I think he probably knows too that he may not be around, especially with acquiring Dennis Smith Jr. I might say, hey, I'm gonna let you go. You can go find a team before the playoffs start. Because there's a certain amount of time that teams can, join. I don't know. We'll see. But I do agree with you.
Deserve that kind of treatment. Sit him on the bench.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. I just feel like as a front office, it's important for players or your players and players around the league to kind of know, that you do care about their career. And, if I'm not going to use you, I'll let you go. And if some other team can use you, they have a chance to use you before the playoffs. Not that he deserves it or doesn't deserve it, just good business practices, I guess. Let me see. All right, Nate, I'm going to come to you.
Yeah, so I want to give my take really quick on Kadeem Allen. So I think Kadeem Allen kind of reminds me of young Avery Bradley.
Of who?
Because I like his defensive ability. He's not the greatest shooter in the world, but his calling card's going to probably be more defense. He's about the same size as Avery Bradley. So, I don't know. I just kind of see a lot of Avery Bradley and Kadeem Allen. As far as where all these players are going to fit when Moutier and Ntilikina come back, I mean, here's the deal. When we traded for Dennis Smith, it pretty much spelled Moutier's time as the starting point guard out. Because Dennis Smith is more athletic than Moutier. He's more aggressive than Moutier. He's actually a better passer than Moutier. And he's working on his defense. As we know, Moutier's defense has not been great. I mean, him and Tim Hardaway were the worst defenders on our team. We got rid of one. We still have one more. So I think once we traded for Dennis Smith, Moutier's time was done. As far as Ntilikina, I think they're going to play Ntilikina more behind Knox. Because behind Knox, they really don't have a wing guy that if Knox gets in foul trouble to put in. And Ntilikina 6'6", so they might think that, hey, maybe we could try him at the small forward position and see how he works. And then as far as Kadeem Allen's a perfect backup point guard. I mean, he's smart, he's heady, he can make passes, he plays defense. I mean, he's the perfect backup point guard to Dennis Smith. He knows how to control pace and everything. So, I just think, Moutier is going to be the odd man out. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Knicks did try to buy him out. But the only thing is, Fizdale really likes Moutier. So I don't know if he's going to try to run 3 guards or what. But he's going to probably try to find a way to put Moutier in the game. Just don't know how it's all going to work. Because once again, we have too many guards on this team. And then you had John Jenkins, who actually looked like he might be on the roster the rest of the year too if he keeps shooting well. So who knows? But that's just kind of my take on where I think they will go.
Yeah. Okay. You said a lot of things that make a lot of sense. Viv, come around to you, man. Haven't heard from you in a minute. What do you think, Viv?
Yeah, so we're going to have an interesting, conundrum to say the least. Look, I don't know when Moutier is coming back. We have heard no updates. My initial thinking, it might be a hot take for what it's worth, but I don't think Moutier may be coming back anytime soon. And I could see him being held out the entire year, the rest of the season. And I also don't believe that his buyout value is very high to teams. I don't think he's a playoff. He's not someone you seriously consider on a playoff team. So I don't see a market for him on that perspective. With regards to Frank, obviously, I think like was mentioned before, they will try to pair him and Dennis Smith Jr. as best as they can, because that's what they got to see for the at least for the summer and next year. So you will probably see that pairing, whether it means Frank or the two. That's probably more likely the case, and then maybe the backup point guard. Now it leaves Kadeem Allen to that's an interesting debate. What's going to happen with Kadeem Allen? He's on a two-way, I believe. So I think there's the 45-day limit. I don't think it expires anytime. It obviously doesn't expire anytime soon. So the question is, does his play last? And if it does, then we'll have to see what happens there. But I guess you could kind of mix some of these players because it's not like Kadeem Allen's. He drives like a point guard, but it's not like he's a traditional point guard by any stretch of imagination. So perhaps you could just play all of them and just see what happens, in some sort of pseudo small lineup of some sorts. So it'll be tough. But again, I don't see Frank's not coming back at least until probably at least a week after the All-Star game, in my opinion, if at the earliest. And I don't see Moutier coming back until sometime after that, in my opinion. So it'll be tough, but that's just what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm with you. Isaiah, I'm about to come to you. 1 second. You're not unmuted yet. Viv, you're still unmuted. All right. Go ahead, Isaiah.
What's going on, Sim? It's always funny when we come back to talking about ranking and we get the chat going for a while. So in my personal opinion, I feel like the Prince is just casting spells on us because we feel like we're just hating on Moutier, but I think Moutier played his last couple of games as a Knick, because I just don't see the point of bringing him back because he's not going to start. That's over with, and I don't see him playing no more because between Kadeem, Frank, and Dennis, I don't really see any time for Moutier to get back in. Also, too, I mean, listen, we got Dennis Smith, and that's already enough of a bad defender to justify him starting. We don't need, Moutier to be in there because he just doesn't play defense. And I do think what they're going to do with it, because they already been talking about it, of the Frank and Dennis Smith Jr. pairing, so I know that's going to happen.
But Isaiah, just to chime in there for a second, I don't think that Dennis Smith Jr. has played bad defense at all.
I don't think he's played okay individually, but there's times like most of the players he gets killed on the off-ball defense. But
I think he's been okay. I mean, I'm not ready to say that he's like a all-world defender, but when you're talking about team defense, especially in the NBA, these young guys got to learn how to play that. Let's remember, he's still only a year and, he's only a season and a half into his career. He's got to learn how to play some of that team defense, too. I think he's been playing decent defense, at least.
He's been playing okay defense. I've seen him get killed.
I've seen
a lot of screens. I've seen a lot of screens.
I've seen a couple of lazy closeouts, maybe. That I'm looking at and just watching to see if it's if this is a habit. Just kind of put his hand up there. But I think he's much better than I thought he was going to be. Let's put it like that.
Okay,
he's much better than I thought he was going to be.
Sam. I think he's a better defender than Moutier. I think he's that. He's definitely a better defender than Moutier. And I do see, he doesn't play that much good defense, but I do see moments where he does play good defense. I do see that. So, again, I'm more interested in seeing the Frank and Dennis backcourt and seeing how they go, because I really do believe they will play off each other very well and help out each other a lot, especially, again, with Frank with the defense and Dennis with the offense. And, I think Dennis will really be good for Frank when it, help him teach him how to score better. And I think Frank will be good for Dennis to help him with the defense. And then with Kadeem, people got to also realize one thing about Kadeem is that Kadeem is 26. Mm-hmm. So we got to put that into a factor too. And his body is he's a man. He's a man right now. So, when people, I don't know if people are talking in the chat about, Kadeem's taking over Frank's spot. Well, no, here's the thing. I mean, Frank's 20. He's a teenager. And Kadeem's a grown man. So well, not a grown man, but he's 26. So he's grown. So he has a body that's more developed than all of our point guards right now because he's just older. So people got to take that into factor why Kadeem's playing so well right now. That he came out last year as a senior in college at 25. So that's Dennis Smith's like 21, 20. So again, they're the babies, and Kadeem's older than he's the big brother. But again, I'm happy with those three. I want to thank Moutier for all his time with the Knicks. Sort of thing, and shout out to him. Him and maybe he can go to Detroit.
We'll see what. Let's see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there, man.
I don't think they're gonna keep him on. I don't think that because I don't.
Well, if they're not, then I'd like to see them go ahead and waive them and let them go someplace else and play. If that's the case. Romeo Dredd, I want to get to Romeo Dredd, man, because my man Romeo Dredd in the background. You're on point tip all the time, Fife. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
Top
right, baby.
Quest, baby. Big shout out to you for that one right there. I love that.
I wanted to go back in time a little bit for you guys, you youngsters out there.
I love that. I love that, baby. Yeah. So, what do you think, man? Between Allen, Ntilikina, and Moutier, what's gonna happen?
Yo, I'm sorry. I think Mud is the odd man out. I think he's the odd man out. Kadeem is showing a lot. He's showing a lot of tenacity, a lot of aggression, a lot of smart play. He gets in the lane. He's got that little jumper in the lane. He knows his spot on the floor. He knows where he wants to go. And that's what Frank's got to learn. He's got to get his spot. And he will.
Yeah. And I think he'll learn that too. Frank could probably be a taller Kadeem Allen.
Exactly.
Kadeem Allen plays defense. Yep. He plays defense. Now, I seen 100K Baby on here in the chat say that the Knicks will not sign Kadeem Allen in the offseason. Now, that I disagree with. I think that there's a possibility because if you're going to pick up, if the Knicks are really intent on trying to get two max free agents, two max guys, right? And and they're successful in getting two max guys and the guys that we want. Then you're gonna have to get valuable players, right? You're gonna have to get guys that you can get cheap, but they're gonna bring value. And Kadeem Allen may be one of those guys. You know what I mean? That you can get. Who can be a backup point guard who's going to bring a lot of value to you, but he's only getting he's only getting them $2 million a year or something like that. You're gonna have to find those guys to round out your team, and he may be one of them. We talked about that a few weeks ago. He may be one of those guys. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think so.
Yeah. So I'm not just say that not going to be, he's no longer, the Knicks won't be able to re-sign him because it's possible that they could.
I don't know what market he has in the NBA because he's been around, he's been knocking around for a while. So Yeah,
he's been knocking around. He's drafted in 2017. Same time Frank Ntilikina and those guys been bumping around from team to team, G League team to G League team. Sometimes it just takes a little while for those guys to get it, but he is 26 years old. And the height of his career, may be that he's a good backup point guard in the NBA. And you get him at the height of his career when he's a really good backup point guard, and whatever happens after that happens. So we'll see. I like what I've seen from him so far. He's confident. He's not afraid to shoot. He plays defense. He knows how to get the ball around to the right people. Now
did he play in Arizona with Trier? I don't know why I'm thinking that.
I think so.
Yes, he did. He did.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he played in Arizona with. I think he played in Arizona with Trier. Yeah, for a year. I think Trier maybe was a freshman and Kadeem Allen was a senior, so maybe they played for a year or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll see what's up with it. Let me see. I think somebody else had, wanted to make a comment. Kareem. I wanted to come to Kareem, see what you think about it. While he's putting his face mask on. My man Kareem putting his face mask on. Huh?
The oil of
there we go.
What you doing, dog?
See that? We all knew you was a pretty boy.
Oil of Olay.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. So we're trying to wind down, man. Trying to stay in tune with you guys.
All right.
Dread, what's his name? What Dread?
Romeo Dread. It's Romeo Dread.
Romeo Dread, my man Romeo Dread. Yeah, very sophisticated. You were saying something. Very sophisticated take on the young guys, on the 10 young point guards. Definitely well noted right there. I'm just adding on to what I'm already, no doubt. I'm just pretty much adding on to what I'm already hearing. You know what I mean? Like the writing's on the wall. You know what I mean? We got a nice young core. Kadeem Allen came in, man. He's impressed. I mean, God, he's ready. You know, he's out of the league right now. You know, he's kind of on the fringe, and he's ready. He's taking advantage. John Jenkins, he looking like I don't know if he's in our plans, but he looked like he's ready to make that leap into being a rotation player as well. And it just so happens that we got the lead track on these guys. So hopefully that'll bode well for us moving forward. I mean, trying to develop them guys under our umbrella. But in the perfect world, I see Frank and Dennis Smith Jr. and people. Man, listen, man. Dennis Smith Jr. He's ours now. Okay, like let's cut the charades. You know what I mean? Like let's not be so hard on this kid. I mean, like, I'm hearing too much. Oh, he doesn't play defense. He blocked Sexton's shot. At the rim. Yeah, and he was playing the man. He was sliding his feet and went up when it wasn't from the weak side. See, like a lot of these guys, it make me feel like they don't play basketball. Like when people say that Ntilikina can't handle the ball, like, okay, what are you talking about? Last year, have people noticed what he's been working on? Have people seen his one-on-one moves? Like he didn't have one-on-one moves last year.
That's true. Very true.
These guys are developing.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
Yeah, these guys are developing. I'm seeing him look at the shot clock and like, okay, his eyes is getting wide now. He's looking to put moves on guys one-on-one. Like this is all a part of a development. Like, you know what I mean? I played basketball for years. I've seen guys can't handle the ball 1 year, come back, and they cutting dudes up. You're like, oh, man. So that's where we at right now with a lot of these guys. So be patient. I like our young core. Moutier, he definitely got to go. Like I said, I think Moutier's trash. And I just say that because I feel like he's a volume player. He's not efficient at all. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't take the point guard duty serious, in my opinion. He needs to go. He wasn't scouted by our guys. He was brought in, you know what I mean, as a project to see, if we could salvage him, maybe he'll rebound somewhere, but not with us. But I like the young core that we got. We got the young guys. The guard situation is looking really nice. I can see, like I said, Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Knox, whoever's gonna play the 4, and Mitch Robinson. I'm just saying, moving forward. And then we got Kadeem Allen, backup point guard. We got Trev, backup shooting guard. We got Dotson, backup small forward. I'm saying moving forward, that's how I see it in the perfect world. My condolences, to Moutier, careers of Nick. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
we're looking really good right now. We're looking real saucy right now.
Yeah. Hey, Kareem, KP6 in the YouTube chat says you look like Marbury with the Vaseline on your face.
Marbury, man, he's a classic, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate the
oh, no. All right. And we got a new person in the chat. Let's get to my man in the chat. New person. Hey, what's going on with you, my man? You need to unmute yourself.
How you doing, player? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you, man?
How are you? Welcome, Nick. Hey, thank you. I've been watching for mad long.
Could you do me a favor? Can you?
And I've been called in a few times, but it's my first time getting in the video chat.
All right.
I was just having a little malfunction with my headset. I'm trying to figure out how to mute these guys.
Yeah, if you can mute, figure out how to mute those guys.
You can never mute me, my nigga. You can never.
Hey, see, now look, see that Isaiah gotta say something, and now see Isaiah might be. I don't know. Isaiah, did you ride the long bus or the short bus? Just let me know, because He just said he's trying to figure out how to mute you because he's got everybody on speaker. And then now you start saying something and it comes all over the live stream. I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask, like, you're a coach, you know more about ball than I do. I wanted to see what your philosophy is on trying to balance players who specialize in a certain skill and players who are really like masters of none, who are more well-rounded. Because to me, I don't know like how that delicate balance could be struck. How many one-trick ponies can you have on a team?
Yeah.
And expect to win?
Right, and you know what? Look, you're right. You have like someone like Dennis Smith Jr. right now who he can kind of do a little bit of everything. Frank Ntilikina, although he doesn't do it at a high level, he is the kind of player that hopefully will be able to do a little bit of everything once he starts to score a little bit, because he can pass the ball. He can run a point guard spot. He can run a shooting guard spot, kinda. He can run a 3 spot. When he starts to hit that shot, then you can say he's, kind of a guy that can do a little bit of everything. And then you got guys that really have a role. I think the way that you strike that balance is you got to be upfront with your players on who are the guys that you expect to be all around and who are the guys that have specific roles, and give those guys those roles and say, this is what you do. If you're a rebounder, I need you going out there rebounding. You need to be a superstar rebounder for us. If you're a defender, I need you to go out there. This is your role to be a defender. You might be playing the 1, the 2, the 3. And you need to defend for us and be a star at defending. Be a superstar in your role, right? So you give these players their roles and you encourage them to be the best that they can be in their roles. And as a coach and you and your coaching staff, you got to take all these players and try to fit them together, in like a puzzle, to say this guy can rebound, this guy, is the best player at hitting the ball around, this guy can really shoot the ball, this guy is our best player at breaking down the defense, this guy can do in the post, this guy can kind of hit the mid-range and shoot the 3. How do we put these guys together to make it work? And what kind of system do we put together with these guys to make them work together? And then it's your job as a coach to put them all in positions on the floor where they can be successful in their roles. And it's not easy to do that. It's not easy to do that at all.
That's true. You see, and I think that could be a solution for Frank Ntilikina's predicament, because we're all trying to demand this offense out of him. I feel like, hey, whoa, Isaiah, relax. I feel like what we could do is we could give him an offensive niche to focus on. If we could play him at the 2, like someone said, I think I like that idea. Bring him off the bench at the 2, let him be a catch and shoot guy, okay, and then just play defense. I feel like if we let him focus on getting open looks and catching and shooting, that could probably be a way to boost his confidence as a player, as an offensive player, and then still allow him to be on the floor in key moments to give us that defense that we need from him.
Yeah. And I agree. I agree with everything you said. And I think we've talked about that in the chat before, especially with Frank. I think Frank is the kind of guy you really got to give a role and say, this is where you fit in with our team. This is what we need you to do. And then he can excel at that spot, at least right now in his career. I think the problem is Fizdale isn't sure where everybody fits in yet. I think that's part of the problem with this team right now, is that Fizdale isn't sure where everybody fits, what everybody can do, and how to put them together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But
no, I feel like these guys need to specialize more in certain things.
Yeah.
He's doing the complete opposite.
Well,
that's actually very true. That none of them are.
What you say, Viv? You said what you say? See. What was you saying, Viv?
At least right now.
What were you saying, Viv?
At this point, yeah.
Hey, Viv, what were you just saying? Because I could hear in the background while you were talking. I could hear in his.
Yeah, sorry, Sim.
What were you saying about he's doing the opposite?
No, I was just saying, like, you're mentioning how if you wanted Frank to just do one role, right? You want to like establish that role. All right, you be a 3-and-D type of player, right? Where you just shoot threes and play defense, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Fizdale did the opposite this entire season, where he's trying to, maximize everyone's capabilities. Where he's like, all right, let's see what you're good at in the aggregate, and then we'll figure out something rather than we'll establish what you're doing right now. He's trying to establish it, after they kind of figured out, what they're capable of.
Right.
So I mean, is it better for certain players? It has been, that philosophy has allowed guys like Noah Vonleh to, establish his, versatility for up until a couple weeks ago. But it allowed guys like Moutier, obviously, got someone like Alonzo Trier to an extent. Certain players obviously have benefited from that, ability to, just look for their talents in that way. So I think it's a delicate balance, because I think once you pigeonhole somebody, you don't want them to just get too, comfortable in what their role is. Because we're not that good of we're not at that stage where you need to specialize certain players, because we're not. Like, you only need to really do that once you're trying to win games, and even then, you try to acquire those players that try to do it. When you have younger players, I think the best thing to do is try to figure out what they can do, and just maximize it from there.
Okay, all right. The Knicks will play the Philadelphia 76ers. What's today? Monday. Today on Wednesday. Any chance whatsoever that the Knicks are able to pull out a win versus the Philadelphia 76ers? Viv, any chance whatsoever?
Not this version of Sixers. No, they are too dangerous. They stagger their lineups, so you are going to see at least 2-3 of their starting lineup, and this includes Harris, by the way. Their lineup is downright nasty, and I was watching a few of their games. They are so versatile now that they will pretty much destroy you at almost any any single way possible on offense.
Yeah.
And it's gotten worse, actually. That's how versatile that's how multidimensional they've become. There's certain plays that they run too, which will probably cause them a lot of problems. They have this one play. I was actually watching this because just for fun this weekend. They run a particular play called like the elbow play, where they have they usually have a big man. It's not your typical elbow play, but they kind of swing the ball. They get the guy on the elbow, and then they have one of the shooters pretty much. They do like a little dribble handoff to the shooter, and then they have so much versatility, because they would run it with like a guy like Redick, and Redick would either hit a three or he would hit a mid-range jumper. But they've also run it in a way where they can run pick and roll off of it, where you have Embiid rolling for a dunk, or recently they've tried Tobias Harris, where Tobias Harris can run around and get a dunk. So they have such a comprehensive system that these players have picked up now, especially with all the trades, where they can just get open, and they can punish teams that especially are caught empty, or they're caught on the wrong foot on defense. Yeah. So I don't see it against the Sixers, even though it's the guard. I do not see it against the Sixers. When I do see it, however, I do see an opportunity potentially the next game, even though it's a back-to-back against the Hawks. I do see an opportunity then, and I do see an opportunity late in the month where they face, I believe, the Magic and the Cavaliers again. This is, I think, near the end of February.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. I don't give them a chance to win in this game either. I hate to say it, but I don't give them a chance to get this game. Hopefully they can surprise me. Isaiah, what's up, man?
Hey, man, Sim, Shout out to the new guy in the chat, man. I like it when new people come in the chat, man. It's cool, man.
Me too. I love when new people come in the chat.
I love it, man. God bless the brother right there. But you know what, Sim? I just wanted to state that we have no chance. That's just we're gonna get blown out. But it's just so funny how 4 years ago nobody would have been talking about the Sixers like this. And you know, it really gives me hope that one day we can be where we want to be as a team. You know, so I look at the Sixers and it's just so funny, man, how like 4 years ago they were a joke. They were, you know, literally the worst team in the league, and everybody got a W when they went to Philadelphia. But now look at them; they're actually a juggernaut, and they actually could beat the Golden State Warriors. And it's just remarkable how you got to trust the process and
you think so? You think
and know that it's going to be better one day.
Okay, you think they can beat the Warriors? You think they got a chance?
Oh hell no! It's them in 4, but it's just they have an opportunity to get there to even try to beat them.
Oh yeah, they do. I mean, I'm gonna hold out hope that possibly the Knicks can just have a good, you know, something happens. Maybe Dennis Smith Jr. explodes for 50.
Sim, I know when I get to heaven, I hope you can talk to God for me so I can get a good spot because you are a good person and you are very optimistic.
We'll see what happens. Nate.
The only way that the Knicks have a prayer of a chance of winning this game is Dennis Smith does have to go off, but also too, Embiid's got to get in foul trouble, and he just doesn't get in foul. He doesn't get a lot of fouls because the NBA does favor him a lot in the game, even though he is an aggressive player. But that's the only really chance they have, because if Embiid gets in foul trouble, outside of Redick, they're not great shooters, like Simmons and Butler's all right. Tobias Harris is here and there sometimes.
Tobias Harris. Hold up. Tobias Harris is shooting like 48% from the field for the season and like 42% from 3.
Yeah, he's having a good year. I'm just saying, like in the past, he hasn't been known as being a great shooter, but he's having a good year. But I mean, none of them compare to JJ Redick. I mean, JJ Redick can just shoot anywhere. I mean, the guy is. I mean, if you watch that guy off the ball, it's beautiful. I mean, if you want to learn how to play off the ball, just watch JJ Redick.
Yeah, exactly. He's great off the ball. He is great off the ball. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. All right, Romeo Dredd. What do you think, man? Do you get a chance? Do you get the Knicks a chance to win?
No, we can't score with them. You saw what they did to LA. They scored 150 points.
Yeah. We haven't been scoring well lately.
With them. We can barely get 100 points.
Right. We can barely get 100 points now.
We can't score them. We can't roll with them, man.
Yeah.
If he gets 50, we still may not make 100.
You might be right. You might be right, man. You might be right. Philadelphia got a lot of pieces.
Trier fell asleep.
Yep.
Trier done hit the wall. Knox done hit the wall. Those guys never played these amount of games before in their life.
Yeah.
And they play against grown men.
Okay, so let me
Vonleh's hit the wall too.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. It's always a conundrum when you play the Philadelphia 76ers because Ben Simmons plays the point guard spot. So how do we match up these guys now? Noah Vonleh is starting. I'm assuming he's probably going to put Mario Hezonja on Ben Simmons, DeAndre Jordan on Joel Embiid.
But DeAndre's hurt? Jordan?
No, DeAndre Jordan on Embiid, and then Jimmy Butler, Damian Dotson on Jimmy Butler. Tobias Harris is probably going to be. Let me see who's the next person. Knox on Tobias Harris probably, and then Dennis Smith Jr. on JJ Redick. I mean, that's the matchups that I see, right? And then Dennis Smith Jr. on JJ Redick. That's going to be. And now you're asking Dennis Smith Jr. to chase JJ Redick around,
all around.
Yeah. That's gonna be some tough matchups, man. For every team in the NBA, it's some tough matchups.
Yeah,
it's gonna be some tough matchups.
It's gonna be a lot of fouls.
Yeah. Big shout out big shout out to the OC for the super chat.
Isaiah Sleep.
Thank you for the super chat, my man. Stay with it. Yeah, those are tough matchups, man. Tough matchups for the Knicks, and then let's see what's gonna happen, man. I hope we don't get killed, but it looks like it's gonna be 18 straight, and we're gonna set a new franchise record Wednesday night.
18 body bags.
Yeah, we're gonna set a new franchise record, man. Yeah. Let me get to the new guy in the chat. I didn't get his name last time, so I'm gonna get to the new guy in the chat. My man, make sure that you mute everybody if you can, real quick. So I don't even know if he can hear me. I think he's still talking to somebody. Okay, let me see. My man.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just want to get from you, and everybody could be silent in the background in a minute, so that because he has it on speaker. What do you think about the Philadelphia game? Any chance the Knicks win? I'm waiting for a line of hope from somebody. Any chance the Knicks win?
All right, check me out. Right, we space Ben Simmons at the 3-point line. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know what? I'm sorry. Like I can't make this case. Like I thought I could make this case, but I realized like midway through, I'm like, nah, that's too much. Like, what are we gonna do against them? What we gotta do really is we need to get Mitchell to have a performance of his career against Joel Embiid. All I want to see from this game is development of the young players and to give them a fight. That's my win.
Okay.
That's my W.
Okay. All right. Well, this is what we're gonna do, guys. The show, we've been on for 2 hours. We're about to head off, man. New guy. Hold on. Yeah, let me get the new guy's name. Let me get your name. I didn't get your name. Let me get your name real quick.
Oh, the name is Savvy. I go by Savvy. My real name is Darlene. If you can pronounce that, go ahead. Use
Darlene, Savvy, or Darlene. Okay, that's what's up. Hopefully you stay coming into the chat, man. If you can get some headphones up next time, that way we don't hear everything else in the background. But great analysis. We need this guy to come in the chat so we can set you guys straight, especially Isaiah, man. He need to set you straight. You know what I mean? But listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the show. I'm going to give everybody a chance to give us a quick 30 seconds to end the show. All right. I'm going to start with you, Viv. Give us a 30 seconds to end the show, and then we're going to sign off for the night.
All right. My 30 seconds are, look, this is going to be, it's not the prettiest way. This season ain't pretty, but, let's try to get some positive, moments every single game. If you just look beyond the losing and just look at the individual development and look for piece after piece. And that's all we really need at the end of the day. So that's it. I don't expect, the best performance against Philly, but
yeah,
we'll get a win soon. Don't worry about it. We'll get a win soon.
I'm hoping. I need one, man.
We'll get one soon. I'm pretty sure.
I need one. All right. Nate goes, as soon as I'm coming to Nate, he goes, no picture. Go ahead, Nate.
All right. So I watched Zion Williams on Saturday against Virginia. And one of the reasons why is because Virginia plays really good defense. They're one of the top defensive teams in college. And I wanted to see how Zion played. And I'm telling you, Sim, this guy is big time. He is game changer on both sides of the basketball. I mean, the guy, even though he's undersized, this guy is something special. And if I'm the Knicks brass right now, I like Anthony Davis. I really do. But, this guy could be special. And they're going to have a tough decision to make, whether you trade this guy to New Orleans to get Anthony Davis, or you build with this guy and bring in your free agents and rock with him. So it's going to be a hell of a summer, but man, I'm telling you right now, I'm torn. I like Anthony Davis a lot, but this guy Zion's going to be special. I mean, he's a good rebounder already. His offense is only going to get better. He scores effortlessly, and he blocks the hell out of shots.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the guy can just jump out of the building.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine him in the Garden.
Yeah, he can. Well, this. We'll see, man. I'm not gonna say that he's gonna be, an all-time great yet. We gotta see how he performs in the NBA.
No. I'm not saying all-time great, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's gonna be a tough decision because obviously the only way we're gonna get Anthony Davis is if we trade this pick to them for him. And hopefully we get the right into that trade. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well,
all right.
See what happens.
See you Wednesday.
Man. Peace. See you on Wednesday.
Later.
I will say this. Historically, Duke guys haven't, you've had a lot of Duke guys who were stars in college, but haven't become that. It hasn't always translated to the NBA. We'll see. I'm not saying that it is not going to happen. I'm just saying that's, it's been that way historically. We'll see if it changes. And big shout out to Triple G, man. He said, from the YouTube chat, gave me a thank you for what I do for Knicks fans across, everywhere. Thank you. I thank you, Triple G, for always joining me and everybody else that always joins us. I appreciate you guys. All right. Isaiah, it's on you, my man.
Hey, Sim, I love that you're doing that, man. I didn't want to end the show. I want the new guy to end the show. I wanted to take the torch. I wanted to be the new Isaiah. He looks like Mark a little bit, but God bless him.
Yeah.
That's who's Mark's little brother, but At least your internet work, brother. At least your internet work. But no, you know what though, Sam? It's not really that much to say, but I'm gonna just piggyback what somebody else said. Thank you, man, because we're 10-46.
Yeah,
we suck, but you make this better for all of us to talk about it, and we get to interact with all these wonderful people, man. Romeo. I forgot your name. Duwaki? Is it Sway? Darlene. I might call you Darling. Pause, but don't worry. Savvy. I'm not gonna put the D in there. I'm gonna just say Savvy. But thank you, Sam, man.
Appreciate
we suck,
man.
But we having a good time. Shout out to your son. Shout out to your son.
No
Shout
doubt.
out to you, Grandpa. I hope that baby don't come out looking like that, because y'all all look alike, man. That's
probably
crazy.
Probably will, but we'll see what's up. All right, man.
All right, be good, man. I'll see y'all later, man.
See y'all Wednesday. Later. Romeo Drag. Hold on 1 second. One second. There you go.
All right. Again, I would also like to reiterate, thank you for this opportunity, brother, to get us together. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love it. All I can say, my 30 seconds, is put the big boy pants on, man. This is about winning the war. We losing battles right now, but we win this the war.
That's it.
And we'll see what happens.
That's it, man. For sure.
Just suck it up, baby.
That's it.
We don't like it, but we don't have to like it. But we got to keep the big picture, man. We here to strike a deal in the summer. And if we can do a trade too, we can get 3 people with those picks, man. We got a lot of picks. We can get 3 people. So let's see what happens.
All right, let's see what happens, man. Yeah, I'm being patient. We gonna, we're gonna keep riding out. Be patient. But for real, even though the Knicks aren't good, we're gonna have a lot to talk about from now until draft night. We got a lot to talk about. Then after draft night, we're gonna have even more to talk about. So we got a lot to talk about. Yeah,
I love it, man. Thank you.
No doubt. All right.
This opportunity.
Appreciate you, man, for having that, for having the Tribe Called Quest behind you. I'm loving it. Sure.
Yeah.
Love that. Definitely, man. Hopefully next time you got another
perspective.
Yeah, that's it. No doubt. I appreciate you, Romeo.
Peace, chat.
Peace, man. Have yourself it's Monday. Have a good rest of your week. Peace.
You too, brother. I'm retired.
Oh, okay. It's even better.
Official February 2nd.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, yeah. Congratulations, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. All right. Peace. Talk to you later, man.
Take care. Peace.
Peace. All right, Savvy. It's on you, bro.
Hey. Yo, my man. Once again, appreciate it. Guiding us through these dark days, bro. You know, it can't be understated what you're doing right now. I want to see you win big time. On when it comes to the Knicks, I just, number one, I hope that all of this losing and the record-breaking losses don't do anything to deter the agents. I want them to understand this is a process. We are not this bad on. No, we are this bad on purpose. We are. It's on purpose. Because we're trying to tank, trying to get Zion and trying to attract them. I just want us to stay the course, you know? Don't flip out over losing now and ruin your chances. I just want us to go stay the course. I've been in this for 25 years losing. I talk about 2013 season like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that's my nostalgia right there. So I just want us to just keep fighting, keep putting the young dudes out there, challenging them, let them get some burn, you know, and let's make a run at these free agents. We can do this, man.
All right,
New York.
That's
baby.
it. That's it. All right, Savvy.
Get it, baby.
I appreciate you for coming on, my man. And hopefully, you know, when you come back on Wednesday, you'll be a regular in the chat.
Hey, you know what? If you'll have me, I'd be glad to.
Definitely. Well, we have you, man. So we're looking forward to it. Have yourself a good week, Savvy. And I'm going to be out. I'm out.
Likewise. God bless.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the show. Before you get out of there, just do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. You'll get a notification anytime that I go live. Hit me with a thumbs up. Share. You know, go ahead and share the stream. Let's keep growing. Let's keep getting more people in here so we can talk about the Knicks. You know, share it on your Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, LinkedIn, wherever you are. Make sure you share it out. All right. We're going to get out of here for the night. I will catch you guys on Wednesday. Let's hope that it's not 18 in a row. I'm not trying to continue to set these franchise records, but, you know, it is what it is, man. Peace. Have a good start to your week. And I will talk to you guys Wednesday night. Deuce.